to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
All right, shout out to the fam for all things Pelicans. You're now tuned into the Pelican post game report. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate you. The Pels, man, they snap a 9-game losing streak as the Pels tames the Bulls 143-130. And of course, this Coach Borrego's first win. Well, it's his second win. To be honest with you, if you count the one, a couple of years ago when he beat the Dallas Mavericks as a coach. But,
well, he wasn't the head coach then, BQ.
That's true, too. I guess, as the interim head coach is his first win of the season. So that'll work. But big ups to y'all. Appreciate y'all for being in this stream. Much love to the fam. Y'all do us a service. Salute to all you guys out there. Good to see you. All right. Eastside Wellington. I just wanted to show this comment. The brother posted this before the start of the game, saying, posting this before the game. This feels like a, quote, remind them, end quote, game from Zion. I think Zion dominates. Pelicans win and start a winning streak. Shout out to this brother, man. If you got the lottery ticket numbers, please feel free to throw them in the chat as well for doing that, bro. So shout out to you guys for being in the stream. Much love, Pelicans. Nola, Young City 9. Who else we got in this thing? Trey, shout out to you, Black Preacher Man. Much love, Stephanie. Shout out to the Queen, DJ State of the Pels, J Carve, and the rest of the fam. What's up, Stace? Shout out to everybody, man. Pels get a win, man. It could be like Esan said, it could be a 2-game winning streak on the horizon. But for right now, 1 game at a time. DC, Pels get the win, man. They were in this game from start to finish. They played really well. They held the lead, and they handled business. Zion threw in 29 points on 13 of 16 from the free throw line. He was 18 of 14 from the field. Zion led the way, but we'll get into the team statistics. Early thoughts.
Yeah, man. I mean, excellent showing for the Pels. They went out and scored 74 points in a half, man. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen that. Got 143 points up there. Easier said than done, but this needs to be the team we see every time they take the court. This is or should be their identity, moving forward. But it takes a lot of energy and effort for them to be able to keep doing what we saw tonight, man. It was up and down the floor, gang of turnovers. The Pels must have had like 13 steals. Zion went and dominated, got 16 free throws and just kept mashing on the gas, man, attacking the paint. And if he didn't make it, Eves was there to clean it up, man. The brother, he had so many offensive rebounds tonight. He played probably the game of his life, man. That's probably the best game I've seen from Eves. I know he had games statistically where maybe he was better, but just on the boards, man, he was just dominant, and he was also doing his thing defensively as well. So with a combination of him and Jose, what he did, dishing all them assists early in the game, Zion, Trey definitely did his part too. So don't want to leave him out, man. That won us the game tonight. And they also, you saw Borrego. I like how he come out the half like a coach. You know what I'm saying? He don't just throw his starting lineup in there. If guys are playing well, coming out the half, that's what he gonna roll with for the lineup, as you should. So, a combination of simple basketball things won us this game. And I think maybe I would imagine they had some type of practice. This might be like the second practice that they didn't had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you one thing, DC, he really, really did a good job coaching, man. You can see the effort the Pelicans have. I'm gonna let you finish your thought, bro. Here's Coach Borrego, man. He's about to chime in on the mic and tell us about what happened today. Here's Coach Borrego, y'all hit the one y'all can hear.
Yeah, I really thought from the start, after the first time out, I guess the first minute and a half, I wasn't too happy. We came out a little sluggish, and we talked about our transition defense, but I think we picked it up from that moment forward. Understood the urgency of the moment, and I think the guys responded. I'm proud of them. They deserve this win. They've been working for it. We've been right there, and so good team win, overall win. You can't ask for a better team win when you look at the stat sheet. And to have 8 guys in double figures and just to share the wealth and not really care who gets the credit, that's the goal.
The job you guys did on the glass. I mean, 19 offensive rebounds, only holding them to 4 offensive rebounds. And you kind of talked about that, especially with Eve hitting the glass.
Yeah, it was great.
Defensive rebounds. So what do you think overall of the job rebound?
I thought Eve was amazing. Just the way he impacted the game on both ends. Even defensively, challenging shots at the rim. We were switching a lot tonight, so for him to just sit down and guard, but the offensive boards were impressive. Just to go get those, the amount he went, the effort he did it with, the focus he did it with. That's what we need every night from him. And Sadiq, I think, had 14 as well, or 13 and 14. Jose chipped in with some, 8. I didn't expect that one. I don't think any of us saw 8, rebounds from Jose, but give Eve a lot of credit. That's the kid we know and love, and really proud of him. Well, just it's tough to win in the league, and when losses pile up, it weighs on you, it wears on you, mentally, physically. You could feel the weight on our team, and I'm just happy for the guys. They deserve it. They've been working, they've been wanting this, they've been playing their tails off, and I'm more excited for them, and I'm happy that we can build on this now. I think we saw a lot of growth there. We've seen a lot of growth, I'd say, the last couple of games. We just haven't been able to get over the top. So for us to close it out tonight, really proud of the group.
In the third quarter, you switched to starting lineup from the beginning of the game. That just to try to mix things up and get a better third quarter going there.
Really, that's what it was. Let's get off to a better start in the third. I thought Jose and Eve had some juice in the first half, and I was going to roll with it into the second half. And those guys responded. I think we only lost I think we had the quarter one, and then Jose had the foul. We'll make sure to talk through that one tomorrow. But I thought we had a good third quarter. There was a response there. They made shots early. They hit the first 3, and in my mind, like, here we go again. But there was a response by that group, and I thought we had a good third quarter.
A few games ago, you brought up Eve's name as a guy that you kind of were saying, hey, we need more. We want to see you hit the boards more. What's it like just kind of seeing him respond the way he did in this game?
He responded, I believe it was the Denver game, if I remember correctly. It was that Denver game. He was super active on the glass, attacked the glass. And then I felt the next game a little bit of he relaxed maybe a count. But the kid is dynamic on the glass. This is what he can be for us. Active, energetic, rim protector. And he set some great screens for us too offensively. It wasn't just the board tonight. Like, he got us open a lot, had some rim reads down there as well. So overall, I think a very mature step in the right direction game for Eve.
What have you kind of seen from Zion as he's kind of finding his rhythm, figuring out where he kind of fits in with this group, ends up with a time?
Well, he was out for, I don't remember the exact amount of games. He was out for a bit, though, trying to find his rhythm with his team again. It's a new team for him as well. So we're all trying to play and figure this out together. But I love his aggression. You know, I thought he played with great spirit and fight. I felt him leading the group. He's talking, he's communicating, and that's what you need out of your best player, someone that can fight and communicate and bring energy every day. He's a winner, you know, and so I was really proud of his response there tonight. He's a willing passer when he needs to pass. And I liked his defense too. I know they're a tough cover, you know, but Z sat down and guarded multiple times tonight, especially against the switching. So really proud of his effort as well.
You guys are up 8 with like about a minute and a half to go. You guys decide to go small there. No traditional things on the court. Just what was that process?
Well, they were trapping us. They were pressing us, and I'm not sure we've gone through a press yet. You know, maybe we need to do that tomorrow. But it was really just about getting a second pair, you know, a second ball handler on the floor. That was my main concern because it was more of a possession game at that point. That the way they could have got back in the game was to, you know, turn us over and score. But, you know, I wanted Fears and Jose out there together. I trusted Z to be the hub for us at that time. Obviously, you know, I didn't want to take Eve out of the game, but I thought the moment said we need 2 ball handlers on the floor to get us through that. Yeah, I know. Hopefully we can get a little work, watch a little film. You know, there's a lot to learn here too. I mean, the good part is we've been talking a lot about transition defense. We just got a full lesson in it. You know, we basically had a full practice of transition defense. So there's going to be a lot of film to watch and discover. You know, transition defense, one of those things that you can't script. It's just, you have to go do it, you know. And I think coming out of this game, we have a lot of film and footage and reps at getting back in transition. They really tested us there. So that'll be part of it. And then obviously we still got a lot to clean up and work on, but it does help having a win.
It felt like every timeout you took tonight, it stopped, halted basically the Bulls' momentum. Was that the strategy? Just not to do your part, stop it at any cost?
I think that's one of the things you control as a coach, you know, just some momentum shifts. You feel, I wish I had a couple more, you know, I could have used a few more tonight, but I'd rather go home with no timeouts and making sure my group is, you know, stop the bleeding, help them. And I think to your point, I think they responded every time we called timeout. We executed out of the timeout, got a good look, you know, kind of rallied against their push. So great execution there in the timeouts. There was a lot of communication as well. I think we're getting a lot more done, I feel, in the huddles. And it's not just the offensive set or the ATO we're drawing. It's really about how do we do this defensively? There's a lot of talk going on defensively in those moments. So, yeah, hopefully we help them a little bit, you know, during those timeouts tonight.
We talked a lot about the role players, certain nights like Micah, you name it. Really everybody on the bench contributed tonight. But talk about Bryce tonight. He really in that second quarter looked like just made all the right plays for you.
He did. He made great plays, mature plays, attack the rim. I love his aggression to the rim. He had some defensive plays as well, some rebounds as well. He was active tonight, and it feels like every time we've put him on the floor, he's responded. I can't think of one game where, you know, he wasn't ready for the moment. PV was massive again tonight. I mean, he stepped up. Those 2 kids deserve a lot of credit. We don't get this game done without them. So, and we need that, especially with Herb out. But again, these are great reps for a Micah right now, great reps for a Bryce with Herb being out. This is your moment, and both those guys stepped up.
I know these guys are different players, speaking of Micah and Bryce, but the year you guys won 49, you also had powerful dynamic wings coming off the bench, Najee, Dyson,
Yeah.
You know, Traeger. That combination, do you feel like you can maybe replicate some of that just success you find in those bench units where you turn over other teams over and play in transition a lot? You get high quality looks just because of how you're playing defensively with wings out there.
We do need that. I mean, to be a average or above average defense, you need wings with size and physicality in this league. You can just see it out there. You have to have that, or else you're going to bleed points at the rim. The ball's going to be downhill, and PV and Bryce both provide that. Obviously, watching Herb is, you know, a big part. But, you know, to your point, that team 2 years ago, that was really the strength of our team, was the depth and the physicality of a Najee, you know, Dyson. You can throw even a Larry. You know, there was a physicality to that group we're looking for that. I think tonight we saw some moments of that. You know, Peavy needs to be that for us. Ultimately, he needs to be that, and he can. You know, we need someone else other than Herb to match that physicality and get to the challenge. So, yeah, I think both guys had really good minutes out there tonight.
I think you mentioned you were glad for the guys to end the skid. How was it affecting you in the last 5 games, and how do you feel about, you know, emphatically ending it?
Well, you know, these are challenging moments for us as a group. You know, this group's been through a lot over the last 12 plus months. You know, losing last year took a toll on many of us, and mostly the players. You know, it's tough. And then to get off to the start we did this year, it's a challenge. It's a mental challenge, spiritual challenge more than anything right now for our group. And so you just want some validation. For me, just some validation that, guys, you're doing great. You're doing well. You're making progress. But it's hard to say that when you're not getting wins. It's hard to get up in the next day and go back to work without the win. You need some validation as a human being. That's what tonight was about for me. A little validation of their work, their commitment, their energy, their care for one another. And I felt that with them in the locker room tonight. Good. Thank you.
All right, Coach Borrego, man, breaking the game down. He covered a lot on that, DC. Coach Borrego talked a lot about a lot of positive stuff that happened with the game, man. I just love the energy, the intensity, and the intelligence the Pelicans played with tonight. We really needed to snap the slide. And this was a really solid effort by the team. Digging in, making it happen. Zion putting a big production. Trey Murphy had a 20-point night. Sadiq Bey double, dig in. We have Yeeves, all that kind of stuff, man. We were really good. Thoughts on Borrego?
Yeah, man. I mean, I like the part he said at the end too, talking about just them getting a win, so you can have that feel good moment for all the work you put in. So it's obviously, I guess he sees these guys trying hard, which they have been since Willie Green has gotten fired. But trying hard ain't enough, man. You got to execute. And they did that tonight. Like, everybody played their part, man. Everybody that got in the game pretty much contributed. You had maybe 7 or 8 double figure scores tonight. So this is a game you definitely want to keep the tape. We've been talking about so many burn the tape games. This is one you want to look back to and kind of look at, how you did things. Although we do know Chicago was undermanned and they didn't have Vucevic, so that's one reason we were killing them on the boards. And just on a little bit of a negative note, man, I don't know how to feel about them closing out with Zion at center. How do y'all feel about that? I don't know if I like that. And it didn't really get the results I think they was hoping they got either.
Yeah, I seen that too, DC. They kind of Coach Borrego just kind of challenging himself, throwing that around, experiment with those lineups, man, see what he can get. I was just happy to see the effort from Zion Williamson because him throwing in that 29, man, I just thought that was we really needed a big showing from him since he came back from the injury. A lot of pressure on him to perform, for him to be healthy. We do realize that Jordan Poole is getting closer to coming back, and Pelicans firepower, man. Having those two guys along with what we have here, can they climb out of the hole? Can they obviously claw back into some type of contention? There's still a lot of basketball left to go. It's a deep hole they dug for themselves, but man, with the talent that they have and how these, the rooks, DC, the fantastic, awesome rookies of Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, and Mr. Peavy. These guys have been awesome, man. They've been really special, and them getting these heavy playing time, these heavy minutes so early in the season, it's going to pay dividends, man, as we continue to go into the season, man. So them getting work this early means that they're going to be even further along when the games really start adding up toward as we get close to the end of the season and the play-in tournament, all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting, man. I'm just really happy for Borrego getting that first win, the team breaking a 9-game slide, having an opportunity to, take it to the Grizzlies. Lexxah kind of get on the plus side of this stuff. And with the Pelicans manned up with their big guns playing and the bench playing like what it was, man, listen, we can do some stuff, man. So I don't want to jump too fast and jump too early into it, man, because yeah, it's still a lot to work on, man. But it's very encouraging to see what they did tonight, no doubt about it. Beating the Bulls down, man. Very good.
Yeah,
Shout out
man.
to y'all, man. Go ahead, DC.
Positive note too as we go in and face the Grizzlies, who I think if the Pels can bring 80% of what they brought here tonight, I think they can beat the Grizz, man. They're dealing with injury issues and all type of stuff over there, so they aren't exactly the Memphis Grizzlies we've known the last several years or so. So looking at them tonight, they could possibly ignite a little mini win streak or maybe a win streak. You never know what happens with the Warriors after the Grizzlies. But
Yeah.
I think the way they played tonight, it definitely has to continue. But they need to look to this as who they should be or who they are. They're gonna be a team that's gonna get out and run. They're gonna get a lot of their points in transition. You get back on defense, play good transition defense, because when you get out and run, you got to run on defense too, because you getting out like that. The other team, half of them probably still down the court after you done dusted them on the transition run. So you got to get back down there, and I thought they did a solid job of that tonight, because that's what's been torching them these other games while they trying to run pace, and they just we trying to be a fast break team, and the other team scoring more goddamn points in fast break. They just looked like they have a better handle on what they want to do, far as playing with pace and not just what you call it, making mistakes faster, right?
That's right. Making play faster to make fast. And you gotta have an understanding of what you're doing, man. And I think you can start to see the Pelicans understand that, man. Like they playing with confidence. Confidence is a result of intelligence tied to preparation, understanding the assignment, and not only just understanding it, but applying what Coach Borrego is saying to you in a successful manner. Understanding the communication principles, knowing where to be on the floor, this sort of thing. So it was still some stuff yet to clean up, the corner 3-pointers and all that kind of stuff. They did get off 50 attempts and hit 20 of them, but the Pelicans hit 13 of 35. So we'll hit the stats. But yeah, you can see not only just the effort before, but you can also see the confidence building around, especially with the Rooks. The Rooks have really got a grasp for it. You can see Zion fitting in there. You can see him talking to the young people, telling them what to do, what not to do. This sort of thing. It was actually a good mix, and we want to keep this thing going. And anything's possible if we can keep this thing going. Like I said, Poole is the next guy to come back. We'll ultimately get Mekovic back to add to this. So I'm encouraged tonight about the performance. Now, can they continue? Can they build on this moving forward and make this the floor in which they play? When do they turn the corner?
Speaking on Jordan Poole, he's been cleared for basketball activities.
There you go.
And I know what you might think, because I thought the same thing, because we all have David Griffin PTSD. Him actually being cleared for basketball activities probably means he's going to start against the Warriors. He possibly could play against the Grizzlies, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. But I say we get Jordan Poole back against the Warriors, man. That would be some much needed offense that you could add to either the bench, or I don't know if they put him in the starting lineup. But I'm liking what I'm seeing with we finally got to see Sadiq Bey in the starting lineup with everybody and no Herb. And he looked pretty damn good, man.
Double, bro.
Him and Yee's probably had about 30 goddamn rebounds between the two of them, man.
I know, bro. He just he DC. That brother there is. We talk about Herb. Herb making more money than the man, obviously, but he just fits better there. I mean, he's a physical. He's better than Herb, bro. I mean, he's better than Herb. He's more complete than Herb. No, I'm saying I ain't talking about half and half. I'm talking about completion. I'm talking about a complete player from offense, defense, physicality. His body is more NBA ready. Herb still need to gain a little bit more muscle and get stronger, but Sadiq Bey's ready. Sadiq Bey is ready, and he looks good with what the Pelicans got going on. He had a double-double tonight. No disrespect to Herb. Herb ultimately, his offensive game will come around, but man, Sadiq Bey is really showing up, man. Tough on the boards, shooting three-pointers, defending people, understanding the defensive principles, all this kind of stuff. Just a complete player, man. And plus the price that they're paying Sadiq Bey to be here, man. And he's, from a numerical standpoint, he's outperforming Herb Jones too. So it's just really a good signing by Joe Dumars. Can't say enough about his rookies. Like, a lot of people clown Joe Dumars about all this other stuff, but they won't give him credit for the moves that he make with getting these rookies. That's really impacting. If we didn't have these rookies, fam, we wouldn't have much of a chance at all. And then, of course, signing Sadiq Bey on that contract that they got him on, man, that's a gravy deal that they gave Sadiq Bey on that price and what he's contributing on the floor. I mean, Kevon Looney has yet realized he hadn't found a role for him yet, and he's still kind of banged up. But ultimately, down the line, you kind of think he'll benefit from his playoff experience, and they'll find a role for him eventually.
Yeah,
maybe
his role is going to be similar to DeAndre Jordan's, I think, because
we'll see.
When Carlo Makovich comes back, you got him, you got Queen, and you got Yves. Like, where does Looney fit? I mean, maybe
I don't know.
Certain matchups when you have a guy
at
like
the end of the bench, like you said, for right now.
Let's say, for instance, just because they're coming up next, Edie, right? You got a 7'2" guy, really strong. He's not fast. Maybe Looney defensively would match up better against him than our other guys. If Edie was on a tear or something, you know what I'm saying? You maybe want to think about something like that. Or if, let's say, you go out there and Misi's still getting killed on the boards. Edie's just getting all these. You throw Kevon Looney in there and see what he could do. Yeah, man, box him out. Go out there and play fundamental basketball. Let somebody else get the rebound. But other than that, he's a mentor to these young guys, man. That's what he is. He's going to have to use his championship experience that way. Unless he has another gear or level he can ascend to. And what we're looking at right now is purely due to him starting the season because, he ain't been healthy the whole time he been here. He always banged up with something. He was out tonight with, a foot contusion or something? Like his body breaking down on him, man. So he
just 29 years old, though, bro. He seemed like he's a lot older than
he about 42.
Right, he just 29 years of age, man. But it's
had hip
like a lot older
before he made it to the league. He on a different timeline to me, like far as how old he is in regular years and basketball years. Look at him out there. He looks old. Like when he's running, we want to be a team that's gonna get out and run. That ain't really in his wheelhouse to me. So I don't think you use him unless we run up against a team where we can't run in transition and we're being forced to play in the half court for some reason. The way they play, slowing the game down. Then maybe you put a Looney out there.
Yeah, it's good to have options, man. We do have some veteran options, veteran bigs there. Whether you're talking about DeAndre Jordan or you're talking about Kevon Looney. For our young bigs, Carlo Makovic and Yves and Queen. Good mentorship, bro, off that bench coming from those veterans, man. And you can see that whatever they telling them, man, they definitely applying it, man. Because we seeing a lot of good stuff from our young people, man. But let's get off into the stats, fam. Shout out to y'all. Y'all hit that. Jaden say he's 58 years old. Y'all hit that like button, man. And if you're listening on X, y'all retweet on X. Shout out to the rest of the fam. Here's the stats. Pelicans tonight, 53 for 104. 104 field goal attempts by our Pelicans tonight. 53 of them went down for 51%. The Bulls were 43 of 82 for 52%. Pelicans 13 of 35 from downtown for 37%. Bulls were 20 of 50 for 40. Pelicans went to the line 35 times, completed 24 of 35 for 69%. The Bulls 24-32 for 75. The Pelicans had 55 rebounds versus the Bulls 33. 55 rebounds. They were handling business. 19 offensive rebounds by Pelicans. Severe hustling out there. 29-28 advantage for the Bulls in terms of the assists. Pelicans 13-3. Outstole them double-digit wise on the steals. 13-3 for our Pels. 5-3 on the block advantage. Pels kept the turnovers down, 14 turnovers, 9 points given up versus 17 by the Bulls with 23 conceded turnover points. Fast break game won by the Bulls, 19-17. Pelicans absolutely eviscerated, dominated the Chicago Bulls in the paint, 78-44. I'm going to say that again, 78-44 points in the paint, domination by our Pelicans tonight, the largest lead was 22. Bulls had it for a little bit at 5. So this was a really solid game by our Pelicans. Loving those numbers. As we switch over to the individual numbers by our squad, Zion Williamson had 29 points in 30 minutes. That's right, Zion. Big numbers from Z tonight. 29 points, 30 minutes, 8 of 14 from the field. He went to the foul line 16 times and converted 13 of 16 for Zion. That's awesome. 2 assists, 1 board. He only had 1 rebound now, but still in all. 2 steals and a block for Zion Williamson handling this business tonight. 2 20-point scores by the Pelicans. Trey Murphy in 36 minutes, 7 of 16 from the field. He did hit 4 3-pointers. He went to the line and shot 2 of 3. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a couple of steals for Trey. He was plus 20 on the plus minus tonight. Saddiq Bey in starter mode. 34 minutes from him, he had 20 points and 13 rebounds with 3 assists and 2 steals. A full day for Saddiq Bey. 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown. He struggled a little bit at the foul line, but nonetheless, big numbers by Bey. 20 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block for Saddiq. Major moves by him. Jeremiah Fierce had 15 in 24 minutes, 4 of 9, very efficient from the field. He was 2 of 3 from downtown, 5 of 6 from the foul line. Efficient night for our young point guard of the future. 4 rebounds, 3 assists for him. And, of course, Derek Queen in the starting lineup. 17 minutes, 8 points. He was 4 of 9 from the field. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal in the block. He was kind of taking it easy because Mr. Yves Missi made an appearance tonight in a major capacity. He had 14 off the bench in 29 minutes. He was doing it all, man. Yves had a double day, 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks for Yves. He had 10 offensive rebounds alone. Yves was putting in that work, plus 14 off the bench. Shout out to Yves. Finally, he'd been struggling, man. It took him a few games, but he was working up, building up, playing better over those last 3, and ultimately, before he decided to kind of step in there and handle that business. So shout out to Yves on that. Also, Jose in 32 minutes had 16 points. He was 7 of 16 from the field. He had 2 3-pointers tonight. He was 2 of 9, had 8 rebounds. Jose was out there doing it all, man. 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He had 2 steals and plus 14 for him. He also had 7 defensive rebounds. Jose Alvarado, man, kind of getting in there and putting in that work. Peavy came in for 20 minutes. He had 10 points, 5 of 9 shooting from the field to help out with the team. 3 rebounds, a couple of assists, and 4 steals for Peavy. 4 steals for him on plus 13, plus minus. And Bryce McGowens got an opportunity to play in 18 minutes. He had 11 points. He was 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 of 4 from the foul line. Mr. McGowens handled some business as well. And the Pels, man, everybody except for Derek Queen went double digits tonight. And the Pelicans just did their thing and ran away. With this one, man, it was real good. DC, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man, but you know what really jumps out on the stat sheet for me, man? Zion with 1 rebound, man. That's crazy.
I try not to focus on
He
that.
only get 1 rebound.
I know. I try not to focus on it. Jose Alvarado out rebounded the hell out of him, bro. But it's an effort thing, man.
I don't know what's going on now, man. But we won the game, so can't trip too much. But looking at this plethora of players, man, all in double figures is very encouraging. You got Herb, Sadiq Bey, Zion, Fears. Let's see who else. Let's scroll down. Yves, Jose, Peavy, and Bryce McGowan's. All in double figures, man. That's 8 guys in double figures, man. That don't normally happen for us. So you definitely want to enjoy that while it's here. Hopefully this could be a trend, man. Even Bryce McGowan's, Borrego brought. I remember the first time I saw him put him in, I was like, the hell is going on here? But hey, I guess you gotta try stuff. And he actually looked good tonight. And he's been playing good defensively.
Yeah, dude could play, bro.
Yeah, man, he got some
Dude could play.
So I think going into the Grizzlies game, this makes it a lot more exciting. We got Zion back. Hopefully, from this standpoint forward, he can be healthy, regardless of what the Pels try to do. I know everybody is kind of washed their hands with the Pels right now. Nobody around the league expects us to beat anything, but it's still up to the guys, in my opinion, man. You got a fresh start. See what you could do with it. New coach. You got your first win under your belt. Now, from this moment on, let's see how they respond, man, and how they move going forward. And I would say probably in another 10 games or so, we'll know if the season will be worth anything or if it's just the same old, same old.
I would have to say DC. I think I don't want to say nothing too early. We get ready to play Trey Murphy's post press conference speech in just a moment. I just want to say anything is possible with the Pelicans if they play like this. If James Borrego can inspire them to show this type of effort, the sky's the limit. Because, like I said, Trey, you get Jordan Poole back. That's what 20-point scorer. Zion Williamson played real well tonight, and since coming back from that injury. Eventually, you'll get Herb Jones back. I think they said December the 2nd for his return. Carlo Mekovic is supposed to be coming back later on. So the Pelicans will almost be outside of DeJounte Murray and Looney, who's not really a contributor right now. They'll be almost full staff. So at some point, I don't think most people in the league want to see a Pelican team that's playing like they played tonight and tighten up the defense. I mean, the effort from some of our guys. Like if Meaves, I don't expect Eves to give a type of performance like he did tonight because he was just all over the place, man, and they just had it about them. But if some kind of way Borrego can capture some of this stuff and kind of tighten it up, I mean, listen, man, with the firepower they have and and all this kind of stuff, man, the Pelicans can make some noise. But I don't want to say nothing too early, even though I just said it. But I just want to see if they can build on what they did tonight. Here's Trey Murphy.
Anyway, what's the next question, man? I forgot what I was about to say.
I just, with the way y'all have struggled on offense in some of these games, how big was it to have a game like this where y'all not just put up the number where, so many guys contributed to it as well?
No, it's great. I mean, like we all know, it's anybody's night, and we all just contributed. I mean, big contributions from Micah, big contributions from Jose, Eve, Bryce. Like the whole bench, they play really well, and they brought a big jump for us, and so that definitely helped us win this game.
What have you just seen from Z as he's starting to work his way back, just finding his rhythm and seeing where he can fit in with this group?
I think the biggest thing is just finding his rhythm, not trying to do too much, but also still asserting his dominance on the game and understanding his gravity. And okay, next question. Sorry, I was looking at someone I got caught off guard.
Obviously, everyone's been wanting to win for a while, but this is the first win in the KPR. What are the thoughts from the guys regarding getting out?
No, it's great. Obviously, I feel like we should have won probably some other ones before that. So, finally to actually get a win, it was great, especially for him, because I know it's almost like a monkey on your back, especially when you get the job and you have 3 gauntlets of a game from Warriors, Thunder, and Nuggets. Like that's that's a hard first 3 games to try to figure things out on the fly. And I feel like we competed in those games. And so finally getting a win on this one is great for him and great for our team.
How are you adjusting to his in-game coaching style where he is trying to figure different things out on the fly, pushing a lot of different buttons with different lineup combinations and things like that, just trying to adjust to whatever the game is asking for at the moment?
You can plug and play me anywhere. So I'm not – whatever they tell me to do, I just try to do. That's it. Yeah, I mean, you grabbed the mic and you were just –
Trey, what was your favorite part of tonight's contributions from the bench? You scored 51 points. You even just mentioned Bryce. What did you like the most?
Jose. Yeah, definitely Jose.
First quarter.
Yeah, he passed the ball a lot. He got a lot of assists, and I was a beneficiary on a few of those. So I really like that a lot from Jose.
And what can you take from this game? Like JB before said, even in the losses, you guys have been building. Like you guys are improving, but it's hard to validate it because there's been no wins. So do you feel like the team's trending upwards?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
What would you point to? Like, what's the difference? Let's say like a couple weeks ago.
Wow. I would just say like we're playing with a little more fight right now, and I think that as a team we're starting to realize, the sense of urgency that we can't keep losing games. We're in the West. Is going to be one of those things where you have to win games you're supposed to win, and play with a lot of energy and give yourself a chance to win at the end of the game.
What did you like about the team defensive? I know there's a lot of points ended up giving up, but you had 13 steals as a team, and also just what did you think of the team?
We've been turning people over a lot recently. I feel like that's something that we have done a really good job, especially these past 5 or so games, whatever. And the biggest thing is just activity. People are in their shifts. They're getting to the ball. We're flying around, covering for each other. I still think we have another level to get to, and especially when we get all of our guys back. Like we're missing Herb Jones right now, and we're still turning people over. So I think that's a big part of it. And what was the second part of your question? I forgot that part. Oh, yeah. Eve he's going to be active. He's going to rebound. He's going to block shots. Like, I don't even help if somebody's driving with Eve. Like, he's going to block it. So I already know he's going to get that. So I just start running out of transition a lot of times because, I can count that nobody's scoring on him at the rim. Not often.
Does it feel like he's playing more force, Eve, than we've ever seen him previously?
To an extent, yeah. To an extent. I think he's figuring it out. I mean, this is year 6 of him playing basketball total, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like year 6 or 7. Like he's in the NBA games, contributing, playing major minutes, and it's gonna take time. Something like that doesn't happen overnight. There's people that's been playing since they were 3 years old that still don't play with the amount of fight and effort that he does. So, it's great to see him out there really competing. Yep. Oh, you talking about Micah? Oh, no, I'm not even going to give him Herb Jones on that one. That shit was ass.
All right, Trey Murphy, man, kind of talking about the game, whatnot. Good questions by our reporters on that segment, by the way. They were asking some really solid questions about the team in terms of what we noticed or what he sees that's different. I got to say intelligence, DC, communication, how they plan. Like, we've seen the effort from the Pelicans. It just wasn't like, I guess what you would call it intelligent effort. I guess it wouldn't be. I mean, they were. I just didn't see that intelligent effort. Volume.
Buy-in. Like they actually believe, whatever he's telling them or instructing them to do can be successful. They go out there and you can tell, like, it's just a different vibe, man. What they're instructed to do and the sets that they're supposed to run, they're running them as if, they'll succeed. And I think it's really simple as that. Like, having a different coach that you actually believe in some of the concepts and things that he's drawing up will give you a different level of confidence. It'll give you that extra energy, it'll make you want to push harder when you're tired because they actually believe what he's telling them to do will work. And you saw evidence of that tonight. That's right, Slim Salt. In that third quarter, we finally got that monkey off our back for now. with the third quarter, they went out and they had 4 quarters of basketball where they didn't have the floating quarter, right, Q?
That's
And
right.
they played
Y'all
the
mentioned
third
the third,
quarter.
DC. Y'all mentioned the third quarter, but remember that quarter roams. That's not it. Don't exclusive because when they started focusing on, hey man, it's the third quarter. It became the first. It became the second,
It
and some
really
games it became the fourth.
it started in the second because they got up, they had a 20-point lead, and man, before you knew it, the Chicago Bulls had evaporated that shit to about 9 points.
Yeah, they were moving, man.
Just like that. And they
Yep,
looked at it, and then that they put their foot back on the gas.
that's right.
So it had a chance right there, in that second. And they decided tonight was the night that they wasn't gonna fall back into their old habits, and they wasn't gonna, fall into the loser shit, and that they
Right.
wanted to win this game. Because it really don't matter who the opponents are with the Pelicans, man. They just have been in a mentality, just a mindset of losing. So they were searching out ways to lose. Now, although tonight doesn't fix everything, it's a step in the right direction. The next thing the Pels need to do, whenever that opportunity presents itself, they have to win a close game. They got to be able to win a game where it's tied down the stretch, the last minute and 30 seconds.
Oh, I got
They
faith they'll
find
do
a
that.
way to eke out a win. I think they can do it too under Borrego.
Yes,
He's not a
that's
dumb
right.
coach,
That's
but
right.
they have to go out and do it, and they have to get comfortable in those scenarios. That's the only way we're gonna beat teams like the Lakers, and if we can ever get a win on OKC and the Boston Celtics and all of these premier teams, regardless if that's now or later in the season, if we continue to grow, you have to be able to do that. So that if you can't do that, to me, the season is already lost. We can't be like how we were that 49-win team and go out and have wins like we had tonight. We know the Pels can win like this when they're front runners. Can we win when we either the game is all tied up or we coming from behind and we have to execute down the stretch and kind of walk that tightrope of the first person makes a mistake loses. Can we win like that? So that's the next thing I'll be looking for after they show us whether or not they can beat the Grizzlies.
I would say, as before, with that, I think that was exclusively tied to Willie Green. The clutch time losing because the guy couldn't coach. He couldn't dial up any plays. He didn't make the proper adjustments. And you would have to win with a lead. When things got closer, required intelligence and strategy, man, just simply didn't have that. So, I mean, Borrego, this is a total different coach altogether. This is the complete inverse to what the hell we had before. I mean, the players are buying in because he's explaining the game to them, like he explains it to the family members that's listening to him. When you hear Borrego talking about the game, it's a lesson on basketball. He has a way of like it's like sitting down and drinking coffee, or you're at the drinking a beer with Borrego and talking to him about basketball. That's what some of these press conferences are like. Like
You
he's
don't you
agreeing with
don't think
you.
sometimes that maybe he says a little too much? He
No,
speaks basketball so much. I'm like,
he's
man,
very candid.
right? It's like,
He's very
man,
candid.
I hope you got another level to this, bro, because
I,
you just be laying it out there, bro.
but
Yeah,
that's the
he
great.
ain't saying nothing too deep,
I don't
far
think
as
he gonna give
strides.
up the. Yeah, he ain't giving up the secrets, DC. But the guy knows he's talking basketball.
Yeah.
He's a basketball coach. He was made to coach basketball. He got love for basketball. He understands strategy and angles, all this kind of stuff, and concepts, adjustments. He understands that. You know that. And I think he takes the challenge of out coaching his peers. We have to face off against really good coaches like Mark Dagnall or whomever else we got to go up against. I think Borrego is up to the challenge to come up with a strategy to, topple these coaches that we coming up against. As before, we had a guy that was not his strong suit. So that's why it was clear and evidence that the guy didn't know what he was doing. With
And maybe
Borrego, we have a chance.
the ghost of Willie Green still follows me in that aspect.
Well, DC, that's
It's
fleeting.
almost abnormal hearing a coach actually talk basketball. I feel like he
I
giving
know.
up the sauce.
Yeah, and we've been
This is
dumbed down
actually how
listening
a
to
coach
Willie Green.
supposed to talk.
Yeah, because we've been dumbed down listening to Willie Green. He's been saying the same bull crap for the last 4 years. You know,
I
and
ain't gonna
most
lie. If
crap.
he was a good coach, that would be fire though. He just get up
Who?
there, like the whole Bill. He'd be like the basketball Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying?
Who
Just
you
get
talking
up
about,
there,
Willie?
like let's say,
Oh, DC.
just imagine in a whole nother
Do I have
dimension
to?
or
I
galaxy.
don't. I
If
don't
he
want
was
to do
actually a good coach and then he gives those interviews, bro, that'd actually be kind of fire. But
it, bro.
it'll never happen. It almost have to
Right.
be
Well, he
down
gives
right
less at the press conference, but shows you on the court. That's what you mean right
Right,
here.
right. Like like a
Yeah.
basketball Bill Belichick, man. He really don't say shit,
Exactly.
but he just
Right.
be
But
out there
shows you.
kicking people ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that would be something else. And in some weird dimension somewhere, Willie Green's a guy with like 3 or 4 championships as a head coach. Isn't that crazy?
You're gonna have
But
to watch Rick and Morty or some shit to find that.
all right. So anyway, let's move into the preview, man. As we looking at the Pelicans, can the Pels build on this really good win, taking out the Chicago Bulls, a feisty team that's a well coached team under Coach Donovan. Now they face off against the Grizzlies, a team that is 6-12, 2-6 on the road. This will be Wednesday. Tip off time at 7 o'clock in the Smoothie King Center. Can the Pelicans build on top of this thing? 3-15, 2-8 at home. But Coach Borrego appears to have them playing. We know that Ja Morant is out for this game. Zach Edey possibly could return for this game. They have it listed as a game time decision. Matter of fact, here's the injury report, fam, for y'all to take a look at. You can see Edey right here. Estimated return time November the 26th for the game. We'll see what that is. Ja Morant, they're saying, is out to the 2nd. And here's several other players. Brandon Clark, late December. Javon Small is December the 7th. And Ty Jerome is January the 15th. So Edey could be the next one to return the big in the middle.
He is
And
definitely
then,
coming back, Q.
right. So, yeah. And then, of course, you see the Pelicans right here. Jordan Poole estimated November the 26th, Wednesday. Maybe for the Golden State game, we might feel like we can give him some time to get ready and have him ready for that game. Even though I would want him to play, to get back so he can at least get some reps for Golden State because we're gonna still need his shooting ability. Herb Jones doesn't get back according to the estimated timeline of early December 2nd. To be honest with you, Jordan Hawkins will be back. He had a personal family issue is the reason why he didn't play. Karlo Mekovic is also supposed to return. And of course, we know about DeJounte Murray not returning until early next year. So these are some of the estimated timelines. You can see that they're actually saying that the Grizzlies, giving them a 51.5 chance to beat the Pelicans. I would have to speak against that. I think
That's the best percentage we ever had all year, Q.
I don't know if we won one of those. I don't remember. Y'all remind me to check if we actually got one of those. But I think it's one of those situations
We
we had
were
to show.
supposed to lose every game this year, I think.
Yeah, well, we came damn near close.
Maybe like the first or second game, they might have predicted us to win one of those or something.
Right. And then of course DC, they coming up a loss to Denver, 125 to 115. We destroyed Chicago, beat down Chicago today, tamed the Bulls and improved. You can see the southwest corner, the corner in the side there at the bottom of your screen. You can see the southwest standings right here. As the Pelicans are 3-15 are in the cellar right here. They're a couple of games back of Dallas, who's 5-14. Memphis is in the middle of the pack at 6-12. Spurs above them at 11-5, and basically tied with Houston, 10-4, 11-5. Both lost their games. Everybody lost so far in this except for New Orleans. We got to win this time around, but we got an opportunity on Wednesday to kind of build up and get our 4th win of the season. DC, let me see if I can get the the depth chart on the screen right here, as you can see, like we talked about some of these guys. So there you go. So there it is. Ja Morant, they listed him as out. Wells, they got Cam Spencer and others there. Cedric Coward, Triple J is there. Jaren Jackson Jr. Edey's supposed to come back. So this is a team, DC, a lot of people anticipate without Ja in there, we should be able to take care of business against this team. They do have some players off the bench. You might see Kobe Buffkin and a couple other guys in there, Contavious Caldwell Pope. and others. We'll see how what kind of rotations they throw. But a lot of people, including myself, expect the Pelicans should beat the Memphis Grizzlies and kind of stamp that and get that 2-game winning streak going. Let's get some talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the depth chart, man, they riddled with injuries. It's almost like looking at ourselves and what we normally deal with. So to run across a team that's they're actually dealing with a lot of things other than just injuries. It's a lot of back and forth with the coach and the main players. You do have a budding, rising star in Cedric Coward. So, watch out for him, man. He can definitely give us the business. Jared Jackson Jr. is actually in the starting lineup, so he'll be there. Appears, and Zach Edey may come back as well.
That's right.
So, Jalen Wells was pretty good last year, man. He's been having a rough go of it. I don't know how he's been doing recently, maybe the last 3 or 4 games. But this team still has, they got some players. So, and they have a coach strategically. I saw him do a lot of creative stuff offensively, but it just wasn't meshing, I guess, with Ja this year. They just a mess, over there with what they got going on. But that ain't our problem. They got trade rumors and this and that. So I don't think this is a team you're going to see be at their best. If you come to play, they're already dealing with some injury issues. They're dealing with chemistry issues and trying to figure out who they are or who they're going to be now with this new coach. We should be able to go in there and capitalize off of this. Coming off of a really good win. Pel should be feeling good about themselves. They get a day of rest in between. They should win this game. And I'm gonna go on the books and say they will win it. We ain't got no phantom injuries to deal with, nothing we don't know about. Hopefully Jordan Hawkins come back and ain't like he bad luck or some shit. They played their ass off without him, right? I ain't never seen a bitch look like that. But anything, I guess, barring some weird Zion setback, I think
no
we should be
back-to-backs. DC should be good to go.
right.
Yeah, so
Shout out to Marlon, man. Appreciate the $2. DC equal dissing coaches comparing Belichick to Willie Green. I wasn't necessarily comparing Belichick to Willie Green. I said, what if Willie Green was actually a good coach and he gave them lame ass press conferences? I said that'd actually be fire.
Get the money out. Stay tuned. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Come on. Stop stalling.
All right, thank you, Ma. Appreciate you.
This ain't coaches. Goddamn, Marley. I say in another dimension, another timeline, 10,000 galaxies away, possibly, maybe if. I said all that shit reality. Before I said anything about that, man. Possibly.
Alternate reality where Willie Green has won 3 or 4 or 5 national. He won championships.
No, I ain't saying nothing about championships. I just said the bar was really low. I said he was a good coach.
That's DC according to movie science. Movie science technology. It stipulates that if you're in the alternate timeline, that means that you are the inverse of what you are here. Which means that Willie Green sucks as a coach here. Somewhere he's a championship coach with multiple championships on his
y'all
belt.
giving me the charge. Big Q made all that other shit up. I ain't saying.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about this. Y'all tell the truth. Isn't that how it works in movie lore? Is that what they say? It's like if you suck here, then the alternate timeline, you are supposed to be the exact opposite.
What is this? Loki and the time traveling people? What is this?
I'm just trying to tell you, brother. That's just how it is. That's weird, man. And I'm like, man, ain't no way in hell. Willie Green. He suck here, he got to suck everywhere, man. Willie Green
to be so horrible, he has to actually be good somewhere in the universe on some type of timeline, right?
That's right. That's how the movies do it.
Oh, that's crazy. I think
All
that he
right,
would
what's up,
actually be
Danny?
an anomaly, Q. I think he just would be sorry on every timeline, everywhere, man. I don't think you'd be able to find him, bro.
That's true. You got
They
to
don't
work.
have
You got to
they
have
don't have
something
the
to
tech.
work with.
Yeah, even in the far, far away future, with the people got a time jumping, they still wouldn't have the technology to find it.
Oh my goodness, Willie Green, he sucks on every timeline. That's what some of the family
Unless
members.
he assistant coach. You got to put him as an
He,
assistant coach, and then you probably could do
he
something.
don't really do nothing that good as an assistant coach. DC, he's just there, man.
I'm just saying he was there and it was winning.
He's not like a Fred, like Coach Fred was, a shooting coach, or he wasn't that much of a great defensive mind where he had to do it. It was just a stupid general manager that gave a guy who was cheap, who took a job that nobody else wanted because the demands were ridiculous. You got to take the job, but you got to take all this other man's assistant coaches as your own. And he knew he wasn't going to get no job nowhere. Once this is over with, he lived his NBA dream. I mean, he was a coach in the NBA. That's something that not even Sam Cassell did. I mean, as sucky and as garbage as Willie Green is as a head coach, he did something that Sam Cassell, who just basically a player that ran around him as a professional career,
I didn't
he
understand
did
that
not.
at the time.
Yeah,
Like,
he did something that Sam ain't do.
why
He
would
was
we
a
give
head
Willie
coach.
Green a shot and not Sam Cassell? Even at the time, I
Because
was
I can
like,
answer that real quick. They stupid. Okay, that's the bottom line. They stupid and cheap. That's how you don't get Sam
Sam
Cassell.
Cassell probably wasn't going for that bullshit either, too.
That's true too.
When
See,
I come in, I gotta have this, that, and the third. You know, he probably knew what he wanted.
if Jacques Vaughn wasn't going for it, he wouldn't have the player that Sam Cassell was. If Jacques Vaughn wasn't going for it, Sam Cassell wasn't going for it, bro. So that's just what it. Willie Green did something that no other coach was going to do. And he did it because he knew he wasn't going to ever be a coach nowhere else. And I guarantee you, once the time is over with, and somebody give him a job next year, ultimately he will never get an opportunity to be a head coach ever again, unless somebody bring him onto a team as an assistant coach. That guy gets fired. He might sneak in as an interim, like Elvin Gentry did when he didn't. That happen with Elvin Gentry somewhere. I think in Sacramento, where the guy he was Sacramento Brown got fired. I think it was Coach Brown got fired out there, and Gentry was his assistant, and Gentry snuck in there as an assistant for a little bit. But ultimately, before they moved him up into the Sacramento Kings organization as some type of administrator of something, he got some type of public relations job now with the Kings, man. So, like I said, man, it's just, I think that's how it happens. But yeah, Sam Cassell definitely knows basketball, but that just show you how we're not all shit's fair, fam. It just ain't all fair, man. But anyway, man, listen, we're gonna get ready to go. I agree. I think the Pelicans will get this victory, man. We will beat the Grizzlies. I mean, they got it on their mind. The question is, can we sustain this stuff and can we take it? And DC, listen, before we go, let me throw this at you and the fam. It has to mean something, all of these losses that we accrued since Coach Borrego stepped in the door. The teams that we played, the Golden States, the OKCs, the Denvers, Denver twice, matter of fact. So, I mean, some of these players, and I mean, these teams that we played and the players that we played up against, with all of those reps and how they were ran through the ringer, I think that has to at some point really factor into these lesser teams like the Chicago Bulls, the Memphis Grizzlies, and all these other teams that's struggling with injuries and chemistry issues as well. As we gain more of Zion gains more of a fitting, we get Jordan Poole back, Herb back, and all these other guys back. This should definitely help propel the Pelicans, man, and put them on a different plane in terms of them competing and being more of an intelligent and thorough basketball team. What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I think the Pels are in position to right the ship, basically. But it's really on. Can they keep this up? Can they sustain this? Can Zion stay healthy? Are we actually locked in to what they're trying to do right now? Or are you looking at Fears and Queen, and we're thinking about building a team to fit those two guys? And it's just so many different things going on, man. And with the fact that they're 2-14, in the future of this franchise that's up in the air right now, man. It's definitely a fork in the road. And a lot of these, I guess, decisions are probably going to be based on what you see over the next 10 games or so. At least I think. So I understand what Borrego is doing, but I think it's a lot at play that's bigger than him and bigger than the team we're seeing right now. But if they want to, like if Zion wants to be here, right? And even if he wants to leave still, I mean, he got a ball out. So it's still all up in the air, Q. Like I don't think I can confidently say anything is definite right now.
Yeah, well, I think the main hindrance to it, I think, at first was getting the players healthy. They coming back at the right time. The strategy was the other part, getting them to play in the way that he wants them to play, which they see playing like that gives them an opportunity to be competitive, which you see they have. He's a really solid explainer of the game and a coach in terms of voicing and communicating what he wants them to do. He's really good at making adjustments. He has live lineup roster changes going into starting the game off and then going into the second half, switching up things, knowing who's flowing and what they need to do. He has a wonderful feel for the game. As long as you have that and a guy that understands how to defeat the adversary and what they need to do to implement it, and he can be able to then have enough respect from the players to communicate that to them. And we got the players out there that starting that, like you said, buying into it. Anything's possible. I think they beat Memphis, and I think the first challenge of them, how good they're going to be, is having Golden State on Saturday, and then they turn around on Sunday and play the Lakers. Now those are the little road trip we go out to Cali and take them guys on, but that'll be an early test of them because the Pelicans will be playing when they beat Memphis on Wednesday. They'll be having, they'll have a 2-game winning streak, first time under Coach Borrego. It'll have a bit of a confidence boost. They got a few games. Thursday, Friday, they head there. Saturday, Sunday, back-to-back games with Golden State and LA. We know probably Zion is not going to play in that Los Angeles game on Sunday. So we'll see how it'll. Well, he should, but based on what we see him, we'll see how it goes, DC. But if we'll see how they treat Zion going forward because he should play. He should play in those back-to-back.
You said it right. I'm about to get to my man Black preacher man with that super chat. But you said it right, bro, when you said a test, because that's how I see it. I think at this point, everybody on the roster is being tested, other than your rookies that you just wasted. Well, not wasted, but you just used this draft capital on, right? PV, Fears, Derek Queen is here. Everybody else right now, to me, is being tested to see if they're going to be here moving forward. If that can all fit, how it all works. It's a big gumbo. They cooking, and they don't have all the groceries. They're trying to figure out what seasonings they need and what they're gonna do. It's not a great way to go about things, but that's the situation we've been forced in, due to ownership thumbing their nose and sticking their nose and everything. And, just the whole Willie Green thing, man, so much of this stuff could have been avoided by just getting rid of Willie Green, even before you got Joe Dumars. That would have gave him so much leeway to actually have an identity already built and know the direction of the team. But because we did it this way, you got to kind of see what shows itself. And looking at it from Joe Dumars' position, man, I think that's the only way an intelligent person could do it. Like, I can't get mad at him about the roster or drafting Queen and Fears. And I'm hearing people say they don't fit with Zion. I don't really know. I don't know whether they fit or not with him. We gotta let him play. But what better roster could you have built under these conditions? Right. I don't know. But let me read my man super chat. And I saw you earlier too, man. I wanted to comment on you talking about why they shouldn't play through the rookies, but let me read the super chat. Appreciate the 5 bones. After this, y'all should want them to look for Zion and Trey with Bay taking more shots than Fears and Queen.
Get the money out. Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stop stalling.
All right, my man, Black Preacher, man. You picked the right time to come in here and say that after a dub. I can't argue with you too much. And what I was saying, last show, I didn't have a problem with a plan through the rookies because, like, Zion wasn't there. They didn't look good. Somebody had to take the shots. But them being more under control, and they shouldn't be, lead dogs, I guess, on with the shot diets with Trey and Zion there. So I don't really have a problem with what you're saying, man. But I do think Queen, we probably would want to utilize him more, but Yves Misi had a hell of a night tonight, so that's why you didn't see it from him. But I don't see any problem with Fears getting 10 shots a night and Queen getting maybe about 12. I think that'd be a good number for them. And, games where they're obviously hot, you give them more. But I think that's perfectly fine, my man, Black Preacher, man. But to me, Zion is top dog. You got to get Trey at least 15 shots or more a night. And everybody else, it should just be like matchup dependent. And how's your game going?
Thank you, Black Preacher Man, for that, my brother. As always, man, much love to Black Preacher Man. And thank you guys for the super chats as well in the broadcast, man. We get ready to close out. One final question. Molly Mall says, Q, what's your thoughts on Lane Kiffin to LSU? I think it's a gamble. Lane Kiffin's one of the brightest offensive minds in the game, but his character is highly questionable. He's a snake. And I think it's a big risk, it's a big gamble. And they're throwing out a boatload of money at Lane Kiffin. And I know the governor is involved with the whole process and everything, and it's just too many people in the decision making of this coach. And Landry, who's the governor of Louisiana, obviously, you know that, Molly, being that you're down here, he has a thumbs up for Lane Kiffin. He said that he approves that. So too many decision makers in there doing that, and I think it's up. It went from it's 90+ million. I think it's close to 100 million. The contract was leaked. We talked about it on Tough Tiger Talk. My LSU people, we do college podcast, Tough Tiger Talk on YouTube. Y'all can check it out. We did several reports on it there with the Lane Kiffin thing. But there's also other coaches that's underneath that. But it's a battle between LSU and Florida for Lane Kiffin's services, and LSU just upped the ante, according to leaked information. A lot of people believe that he will be the guy. They have not announced it yet because they're waiting after the Egg Bowl. There's a possibility that Ole Miss could be in the college playoff, which, this could have some ramifications, man. But, they want to be able to get a commitment from him going forward. So we'll see how it all goes, man. But, like I said, you can't deny his acumen as an offensive mind, but he got shaky character, man. I don't know how that's going to work. And remember, it's a pressure cooker. When you go to LSU and become the head coach over there, you better understand you have to win, and you have to win right away. They're not going to tolerate too much. You had the winningest coach currently in college football, and Brian Kelly, and they fired his ass because he couldn't get it done. So Lane Kiffin's I don't think he ever won a championship before as a head coach, and you kind of giving him all this money to run it. Man, you just better be certain. It's an incredibly risky gamble, man, for that, in my estimation. All right, so anyway, man, with that being said, TFP says stupid to hire Kip. This is where they are, though, fam. This is where the LSU is just too much foolishness going on, man, right now in terms of the football program. They fired the athletic director. They reshift all of this stuff, and then it's all moving too fast. You need time to move. They act like they got to get a coach in line to get the guy to coach next week. Take your time and find the proper coach. And I don't think it's Lane Kiffin. I really don't. But people, they want Kiffin because of his offense. Like I said, man, it takes more than that to win down here. And they're talking about him wanting Ogeron back as a defensive mind. I just think it's a bunch of BS. We don't need a clown showdown here anymore. Anyway, with that being said, man, listen, good news is the Pelicans won tonight, man. They won tonight. They've snapped the 9-game losing streak. We have Memphis on Wednesday, and we'll be back, man, to talk about that. With PPR final. If we have any other updates, we'll brief you guys in the interim. So feel free to hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and sub up to the to the Pelican post game report. Also, feel free to share and hit that retweet button on X, fam. We up in this thing. So for me and DC, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man, and we're gonna holler at you guys on the next episode of PPR. Much love, peace, and go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO, you stay in the know.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit.